got a package from MiGardener. Awesome. It's been a while since I did an order from them because I just have so many seeds. But let's go ahead and crack this open and see what I've got. So I've really gotten into the habit of buying seeds in bulk, where I actually buy them like almost by the pound now, like a pound, sometimes even 5 pounds of seeds at a time. So probably, you know, some more down the line, start my own little business. But let's go ahead and see for now, what did I get from MiGardener? What's inside here? The reason why I bought seeds was because they were having a discount, and it's still going on. I just checked their website. You don't even have to put in a code. I think I used Final 50 maybe as my code to get these seeds, but I just saw a thing that there's no code needed. So go ahead and try it out. See what they have left. Just do the little toggle where you say like the ones that are in stock or the ones they actually have, because there are a lot of things that are sold out right now. But I did get 2,000 Roman chamomile seeds. Aren't those lovely? Maximilian sunflowers, which these are perennial. Isn't that cool? And then I got chiltepin pepper. Oh, there's only 10 seeds, but these are going to be spicy. Oh, by the way, if you don't know this already, peppers are perennial. I've gotten some of mine to live for 3 years, and they're still alive. So they might live as long as 5 years. So we'll see. Maybe longer. I've never tried for that long. So right now I'm at 3 years on some of my peppers. So I got a couple of these. I've got some more salad burnet. Now, did I need it? Probably not, because I have a friend. I have one friend. I'm kidding. No, I have a friend who actually has her own channel. Her name is Reba, the gardening artist, and you should check her out. Check out Reba, the gardening artist. She gave me some salad burnet seeds from her garden, but I went ahead and bought some of these as well, just because, you know, I'm a seed hoarder. That's an addict. I am an addict. It's been 1 day since I did my last seed order. Mexican mint marigold. It's a tender perennial, so if it's not too cold, it could perennialize. I'm not sure if it will here. Let's see here. It says, temperature. That's more about the germination temperature. I'll have to do some investigating, but I think if I put it in a pot, if it doesn't do well in the cold, I could move it somewhere. So I got several of these because why did I get that many? Because I'm crazy. So, okay, be honest. All right, so this one's different. This one is St. John's wort, and guess what? So I actually went on to Everwild, and I bought, and I think that one's called Giant St. John's wort. I bought like a lot. Like I probably am going to have another package video coming up soon where I'll show you what I got. But I think it's called like Giant St. John's wort, and I don't remember how much I got. But I think the smallest increment of seeds was a 1/16 of an ounce or a 1/4 of an ounce. But most of them, the seeds I've been getting have been like a 1/4 of a pound or a 1/2 pound or bigger. My last order, I recall that I was trying to get more varieties. So I was going with a little bit smaller than a pound because I was just like, yay, I can get more types of seeds or I can get more seeds. And I usually go for the more seeds just because I want to have a lot of them. I give them out as prizes in my classroom. So I make up little seed packets. So I just use little packets like this, and I'll stamp the date and stuff on there. I'll stamp all the information that you would actually have to have if you're a seller. So I'm kind of practicing for eventually having my own seed company, just like because I give seeds away to students at school, and they use their little class points that they earn for being good and doing their work and stuff. And so they can use it for buying candy, and the school has things like different events and stuff that they use them on. But a lot of kids have been buying my garden seeds. And it's not real money. It's pretend. It's just for school. So I've been packaging up a lot of seeds and giving them away to the kids, and they love it. So I'll put like the seed variety on the front, and then on the back I'll stamp like when it should be used by. The kids don't really care about the germination date. That is technically something you have to include if you're a seed company. So I was like, I had my own stamps actually made for me. Um, I can show you in a second, but I had some stamps made for me that I actually use, which is actually kind of satisfying because it's like, um, and it will say like, I just basically went to get one that you would get for like putting your labels or address on an envelope and or stamping your books like property of whatever. But I just customized it to make it have the information I wanted, like perennial, annual, that kind of stuff. So I stamped that on here, and then I don't like that the envelopes only have a little bit of glue, so I just use I just glue the whole thing with a glue stick, and it works like a charm. So I've been doing that for a while, and then I also give out seeds to my local library. So I stocked them up with a whole box of seeds this past summer, and I also participate in seed swaps. So I'm practicing, but eventually I'm going to have a seed company somewhere down the line. I'm going to do it. So I'm just practicing for the time being. And I've been having a lot of fun. So I also gave all the teachers that I work with and all the paras and anybody at my school, I had just boxes of seeds, and I had them all alphabetized and in order and stuff. And so they were really excited. So hopefully more people in my area are going to be gardening, since I gave it out to the kids and the staff and the library, and also during my seed swaps. So that's what I'm doing, is I do these little packages when I have the bulk seeds, but these are going to be my seed stock for keeping. So the bulk ones are the ones I'm going to be sharing with people. And then I will also glean information from, since I buy from so many different vendors, I'll take them and I'll be like, okay, well, I got St. John's wort from MiGardener, and I got St. John's wort from Everwild. And then I'll have the Mexican marigold from multiple places. I probably got from Baker Creek too. Like, I'll take all that information and I'm like, okay, what information does this company give that one doesn't? What information do I find most valuable? And then I'll research myself, and then I'll plant the different seeds, and I will add information that I think is most important. So by the time I do my little company down the road, I will know what I'm talking about, and I'll have really good information that's valuable. And this is perennial wild bergamot bee balm. Love it. So of course I bought more than one, and these were $1 because they're supposed to be $2, but it's like the end of the season. So here's the deal. You actually have to, to sell seeds, you have to do germination tests. So if you have a batch of seeds, and this is going to be my theory here, but to do a batch of seeds, you have to do a germination test. So on all of these, there is packed for, right? It's packed for 2025. So the package itself is valuable. This paper is valuable. The printing, the ink is valuable. It says packed for 2025. They can't give you this packet in 2026. So they're selling them, or they shouldn't. Okay, so they're selling them to get rid of them. And then if they still have like lots of seeds of different varieties, if they still have those same seeds, they have to do another germination test to make sure that they're still good. So like if you have seeds that were collected 3 years ago, you could still sell them. But you would have to do a whole germination test to make sure that the viability is still really good. And then with that germination test, you would then pack up those seeds and say, it's for 2026. And then the next year, you'd have to like purge those seeds or add them back in and then do another germination test. And you have to make sure that your seeds are going to be viable. So it doesn't have to be harvested that year. They just have to still be viable, and that they will still germinate. So you don't know how old the seeds are for real. Like some places will say like it was gathered at this time, or it was, from this harvest, but most just say that germination, if they don't have that, best by date, instead they'd have like a germination test on this date and what percent of viability they have. And in Washington State, that's what you have to have, and if you want to sell in Washington State. So this plant here is called mimosa, and it's most likely the Mimosa pudica. Mimosa is the genus. So the thing is with this common name, you have to be careful. I research all the time, like what is considered a noxious weed in Washington State, because, like I said, I do want to eventually have a seed company, and I want to follow the rules so that I don't get in trouble, and I also don't cause problems for the environment. So sensitive plant, this one here that's called mimosa, would be invasive in a warm climate. If it's not native and it grows prolifically, always check to see the noxious list for your area. In Washington State, this plant is not listed as an invasive, but there is a plant that has the same common name. It's called mimosa. It's that empress tree. It's a tree. Okay, that tree is considered invasive. I don't clearly understand why that tree is considered invasive, because there are several that people grow in my neighborhood, and I've repeatedly tried to gather seeds from it, and they're always like sterile. So palpable comment if you have a different experience, but I am kind of curious why that's considered an invasive, because I have not experienced that it is actually invasive, but it has the same common name. This plant here is different. It's like um, an understory type plant. It's a tropical, so it would not be invasive in Washington because it won't survive the cold winters here. This is going to be a house plant. So I actually got these because my little nieces and my son, we all went to the W.W. Seymour Conservatory in Tacoma together. I go there at least once a year now. I love it there. Um, it's really cool. If you come to Washington State, you have to go there. They had some sensitive plants, and all the kids would go over and brush their finger I said, be very gentle. They would touch it and it would just flinch. It actually moves in response to the touch. It's really cool. Sometimes in like a science class, kids will go, "Oh, it's an animal. It moves." Kind of like how they misunderstand like a Venus flytrap. They're like, it's an animal. No, it just doesn't have good soil, so the Venus flytraps have to catch an insect and get the nutrients from the dead insect instead of from the soil. Um, so I do want to say that the Mimosa pudica is not invasive here. I had seen it on a list at some point, but I'm not sure if it was because of the mimosa tree. But that's a house plant. I'm planting it inside, not outside. If you live in a warm climate, don't plant mimosa pudica outside. This is purple flesh dragon fruit. I actually do have some dragon fruit vines growing in my house. It's crazy. But they're not big enough to grow an actual fruit, in my experience, just because I live in Washington. But if you live somewhere in a warmer climate, you might get lucky and be able to grow them. And you can just buy a dragon fruit and you just plant the seeds, but it's really hard to find the yellow and red fleshed ones. Usually it's just the white flesh, and the red and yellow are supposed to be better. So that's why I bought those. I also bought these melon seeds. It does seem like I have enough time. I read the packaging. I have enough time to plant them in my season. Sometimes that's an issue for me because melons like really warm weather. I got this one because it's called the Santa Claus, and it says it's often eaten at Christmas time or during the holidays, and it's a late season gem. So I was like, ooh, that would be cool. And it has 90 to 110 days, which is not too long for me. I can actually plant these out after my last frost if I'm doing outside. It says 1 to 2 weeks after because it's going to need warm weather, right? So usually I would be planting like the 10th of May. So I'd probably be going more towards like the third week of May to plant them here. And I'd still have enough time to get a harvest. So that's important, right? You don't want to just have the beautiful plants and no harvest. So I'm going to be planting those. And I got large leaf sorrel. I don't have livestock. If you grow sorrel, be careful because it's high in, I think it's oxalic acid. And so like, I have sheep sorrel growing. Well, they call it sheep sorrel because it kills sheep. So we can eat sorrel, but not in large quantities. 500 seeds in this here, it says. And this is the large leaf variety of sorrel. It has like a lemony, citrusy flavor. I really do like sorrel. I think I will do it with some kind of vinaigrette. I think that would be really good. And then I got some more of the sensitive plant. Like, again, I ordered this before I started doing some research, and I came across something that said, yeah, I'm not supposed to do that here. So buyer beware. Now, it's okay for me to plant this in my house. I just can't in Washington because I'm researching to have a company, right? I couldn't gather these seeds and sell them. So that one's unfortunate, but it's going to still be fun. Maximilian sunflower, which is, again, the perennial. Love it. I actually have some growing in my front yard, but I want more, right? Because I'm always wanting that. Always wanting more. That's like the whole definition of a seed hoarder, is we always want more seeds. So I got a great deal. So this is $1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, hold on, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Now you can buy more variety. I know what I want because I actually, of the seeds that they have available, I already have all of them. But I did want more of the Maximilian sunflowers. I wanted more of the Roman chamomile. I don't think I have these before. I might. But, you only get 10 at a time. So I figured, hey, I'm thinking gifts too. Like plants as gifts, seeds as gifts. $1. You're not going to find this deal unless you go to like Nikki Tovka, which is another company that has really frugal seeds, and they're in Ukraine. I do like to buy more things from the United States, but of course we do support other countries too with things we buy, so why not? But I'm really excited about a lot of things that I've been keeping my eye on, and I love those end of year sales because they're not going to be bad. Just because the packaging says packed for 2025, they're not garbage. These are going to grow. And some of the same seeds are going to be sold by various companies again next year. They just have to be able to do a germination test to prove that they're still good. So, you just never know. You might be buying the same batch of seeds for multiple years from multiple different companies, because a lot of places share vendors. So I'm learning a lot about that because of the research I've been doing. And I'm going to be doing my own germination tests on my bulk seed orders, just because I'm practicing. I'm practicing all the things I'll have to do before I have a company myself. I'm in the research phase, right? All right, so then I have all these. These are actually for coins. I got these on Amazon, and I get, I think 2,000. I might be wrong. I think it's 2,000. I get them, they come in 500 at a time, and I think I get 4 of them. So I think it's 2,000 of them for $23. Something like that. It's a really good deal, I think, anyway. And these are also the right size if you want to keep your seeds organized in a, those baseball card binders. I like that a lot. So I figured, for making my own seed packets, I'm going to have them fit the container because I've really struggled with how to sort and keep my seeds. And I'm going to keep them long term, eventually, with my smaller batches of stuff. Like my little sampler packet will be in, I'm calling these sampler packets because I'm buying them now in pounds, will be in those little baseball things. And I think they fit, I want to know, 9 per page, but I always double them up. I'll put some in the front and then flip some and have some in the back. Or if I have multiple of the same packet, I'll just slip them all in together. So I don't just put one seed packet in each little slot. That's how it probably would work best to close up those binders. But that's how I like to do things. And I am a creature of habit. Once I figure out the process I like, that's what I'm going to keep doing. So until I find another process that works better, but I probably won't, because I'm not going to keep trying to find other processes if what I do is working. So that's what I got. This is what I'm doing, and I will see you guys in another video soon, because I do have a big bulk order from Everwild. I'm finding some really amazing stuff from them, and sometimes you can buy, not always, some pounds of seeds might be like $600, while some pounds of seeds might be $20. Okay, so for my school, giving out prizes, you know, to the kids, it's just amazing to be able to buy a pound of seeds for less than $30. Anyway, be good, be sweet, grow a garden if you want to eat. This has been kind of like a Noah's Ark of gardening on my channel. Check out some of my other videos. I've got a lot of videos. Some are older, and I need that like. Smash that like button. Comment, like, subscribe, share. And if you can watch to the end of my videos, it really helps the algorithm. When people watch just a little bit, it actually doesn't share out as much. Also, if you are a subscriber to my channel, when I actually will like post a video ahead of time, and it will try to send it to my subscribers first. If my subscribers don't open up the video, watch it, watch it all the way through, or make a comment, then they stop sharing it to other people. So thank you for watching to the end. Be good, be sweet, grow a garden if you want to eat. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. This is one of the stamps I got. This is just a regular one that just has the date. So that could be like if I do a germination test, I could just stamp the date that I did it on. One of my personalized stamps I got. It says germination test date, years viable, germination rate, perennial, annual, or biennial. That's one of the stampers I made. I might not show you the other one right now because I have somewhere to go, somewhere to be. But this is like personalized. I actually put in what I wanted it to say, and now I just go through and I go stamp, stamp, stamp. Like that one doesn't have it. Bad example. Here on the back of these packages here, it says like this is one of the stamps, right? And this is the other stamp, and I stamped both of them. And I can't sell these because these are now on the invasive, or on the no list. So these are just mine to keep, I guess, because I cannot do anything. I can't give them away. Gotta be careful, because like you have to keep an eye on what you're allowed to do in your area. But this is actually, I'm growing these because I want to make my own horchata the old-fashioned way. And that's using chufa. You cannot sell these in Washington State. It's not allowed. Lots of no-nos. This is my favorite way of organizing seeds. Now, I have so many. This is not how I normally organize them because I have too many. I have like, no, there's no such thing. I like having this as a little binder. It actually has a zip up on the side, so it zips up, and I get 9 to a page, right? And so these are all, some of these, I love this company. Strictly Medicinal is one of my favorites, but I ended up taking some of these out because some of them were about to they're about to expire, right? So they were actually like running out of time. So I pulled some to prioritize planting them. But I love this, and I often will duplicate, like I'll put something on the back. In this binder, I only have one per cell. But you can see like a lot can fit in there. And I have them alphabetized. So I would need many of these to have all the types that I collect. And I'm going to have to do that because I really like this style. No more big binders though. It has to be the small ones because they always come undone, and then they slip inside all over the place. The big one, the ones with the really big, like big enough to put bigger creek seeds, those packages, it's just a mess. Like you move it sideways, they all fall out. But the ones that are for baseball cards, you would have to have baseball card sized packages. That's what I'm going towards, because it just works so well for organizing it in the way I like to organize. So like these packages here that I make up now, and I've actually been stamping them like this. And I kind of was a little bit redundant on accident. I put like annual, perennial, annual, biennial here, and I also put it here as well. Because I forgot that I had put it on both of them. So it's like, whatever, it's redundant, but I'm not going to do another one. I'm not going to pay for another stamp. I just basically I circle it on one, and then the other one I just underline it. Sometimes I use both stamps. If I have a lot of time, I'll do both, and otherwise I'll just do one of them. In Washington State, you have to include the germination test date and how what's the germination rate. I put the plus years viable because let's say I do a test date in 2025 and it's 2027, but those seeds are good for 3 years. I'd put like the +3, and then okay, well, yeah, they're older seeds, but they're probably still good. Because like what MiGardener does, they put down it's for this year, and then you have to get rid of all the seeds in that year. Whereas I might donate to the library, or I might donate to people in my community, and they will be happy to take those seeds, knowing so that those seeds can last for years. And the test was done recently. So yeah, that's how I'm doing it. So when I actually have a company down the line, I wouldn't be selling seeds that were old. I would be using them in my own garden and then selling the plants that grow. But it's really important for record keeping because you want to have like a seed rotation, just like you have a food rotation. You don't want to use the new peanut butter while the other peanut butter is already opened and going rancid, right? So you want to eat from your pantry the stuff that's going to expire. Just like when you're having your seeds, you want to plant the ones that are older first and then plant the newer ones later, which sometimes we get excited about certain varieties and you might run out of time, but I think it's worse to let your seeds die. So anyway, that's how I'm doing it. And these fit perfectly in those cells. So this is the size container I'm going to do from now on. I like that they breathe. Of course, this is plastic, but I think it's still better to have them in paper than in plastic if possible. But I do like being able to see the seeds of the packages. That's one of my lessons I did in my gardening class. I was showing the kids like how all these different seeds look different, and you can actually start to identify plants by what their seeds look like. And so that's been really cool for them because I showed them calendula seeds, and they were just blown away because it looks like a weird little C, a little bumpy C. And I was like, it's a C for calendula, like, right? It's a C for calendula. The 6th graders thought that was really funny that this calendula seeds are shaped like a C. I think that's pretty cute too. Anyway, I just recently bought like a pound of calendula seeds. That way I can give them out in my little student store. Cool. Thanks for joining me today, you guys, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.